If you're just joining us, you're onto your favorite program, Democracy and the Rule of Law. Let's quickly look at the presentation or representation of the River State budgets. Of course, the court has ordered that the budget, which was initially presented and passed by 4 members of the River State House of Assembly, be represented, that those members who passed the budget were not properly constituted. And of course, I think there is another judgment. I have also said that the judgment was the budget, passing of the budget was in order, and there should be no need for representation of that budget. So, Dr. Adekunle, what do you have to say about this?
I think basically I must, I really love the way the governor of River State seems to be managing the affairs of the state. He appears quite calm and he appears quite calculated. And in all fairness with him, I think there was a rush, there was an unnecessary rashness from some quarters, which led to the setting ablaze of the House of Assembly, the meeting of the 4, and all whatnot. As far as I'm concerned, they were uncalled for. Yes, we might not be happy that some people vacated their, they decamped or they left your party for the other party. But handle it with care, because certain things comes into the fore. Who was the speaker of the state as at the last time they met at the state House of Assembly? You know, we should be careful. Our conscience has mapped out certain things that ought to be preserved. Separation of law must be preserved. The rule of law must, separation of powers must be preserved. The rule of law must be preserved. And the fact that you have no role to play in all of this, it becomes a bit moribund that you have to bring 4 men who are members of the House of Assembly to the government house to do what? It's wrong. So apparently I agree with what Justice James Omotosho decided in Abuja. No, that presentation was not proper. But having said that much, for me really, I don't see too much of a problem whether it was presented then or it has to be represented now. What matters is the condition is so clear. Even for a there is what we call default. When you are in default of appropriation bill, money can be spent. That's what Section 122 of the Constitution says. Money can be spent for as long as it is not more than what was spent within the same period in the preceding year. So apparently he's taking it cool, and I don't see anything wrong in represent. What was done was quite smacks of absurdity. How could we have presented the state budget before 4 men? 4 men in what capacity? They came out, they were like a renegade from the larger group, and they said you can't suspend. Because apparently these people, they are in the majority. For you to, in what capacity would you have suspended them? So I think we just need to be a bit careful with this our democracy.
Okay,
well, I want to disagree with the learned silk.
Okay.
I want to disagree with, and my point of disagreement is the fact that as at the time that bill was passed, those members of the House, the 27, were no longer members of that House by virtue of their vacation to another party. Having left and publicly declared that they are no longer members of the PDP at that time, they have lost their place as legislators automatically, even if it is not mentioned. All that is needed was for the speaker, whoever is the speaker, to declare their seat vacant, which was done. So as at that time, they could not have been part of any process of budgetary passage of any kind, because they are left to another party and they are no longer member of the House. Now, it is very, very strange that a court in Abuja will be contradicting another court of concurrent jurisdiction in River State, where
which court comes first? The Abuja court made the decision first.
No matter it's not about.
I think the court had already recognized.
The court, there's a judgment that recognized the speaker of that house and what was done.
No.
So for the court for the Abuja court, which obviously must have been instigated by the minister of the federal capital.
No, if you look at section.
Please let me finish. Let me finish. Now, I think this is why we're having problem.
Because the judiciary comes to the fore again. They have, of course,
at the time they filed that suit in Abuja, the people who filed the suit, and even the court knows that there are orders that have been made in respect of the same subject matter by another court in Rivers State. So at the point when the court was looking at that case, the court should have dismissed that case and asked them to go to the court to go to the court that had made several orders in the same state where the issue is happening. They should have asked them to go there and join in that suit if they are not part of that suit, or seek their redress in that state. That's the proper thing the court should do. The court should not have entertained a matter that is happening in another state upon which a lot of rulings have been given. Rulings have been given in respect of who is the speaker. Rulings have been given in respect of the matters involving the departure of the 27 to another party. And the act itself had been done. So for a court sitting in Abuja to now say they should represent, I don't know what is the basis of that decision.
So to you, representing the budget could be running foul of the law.
Now, and the question of quorum. Quorum is determined by the amount of members that are legally validly who are legal and valid member of the house, not on the basis of the number of the people who should be sitting.
No, let us look at it from this angle.
If you look at the provision.
No, listen, let us look at it from this angle. We need to start from the basis. Number one, there were about 26 or 27
yes.
that cross-carpeted
yes, that left.
to another political party. As at the day they cross-carpeted, you still had everybody in the state House of Assembly, isn't it? If you had all of them there, if you look at the constitutional provision, section 109 now that deals with when you jump
yes.
ship.
Yes, one.
He said a member of the House of Assembly can, will vacate his position. Given shall vacate or whichever. Given servants, given that
if
there
is a faction.
And now he now said the Speaker of the House will give effect to the provisions of section 109, isn't it? As at that time, that's the question that I want us to ask ourselves. Who was the Speaker of the House?
The Speaker is part of the renegade.
Yeah! Listen. So meaning that the man who was to give effect, that's one reason why we have issues. The man who was to give effect to it was part of it. Then the question now is this: is there any tangible reason for them to have cross-carpeted? The only person that could have declared the seat of these people vacant is that Speaker himself.
No,
that's the truth.
No, there was another judgment.
There
was another order that says that the man
that was after.
After they left.
That was when
there has to be a speaker.
No, that was. You see, I'm talking about.
There has to be a speaker. They went to court. They got an order to appoint that man as the Speaker of the House.
It was there. It was after.
After they left.
After they left.
Yes.
The first thing that happened was that the House of Assembly was set ablaze. Again, if you ask us,
Doctor, to be very, very clear, I think your contention is majorly based on the fact that the Speaker who is supposed to declare their seat vacant was the one that
went to them.
Yes, so nobody could have done it.
But the law you quoted, you said that the law said that the Speaker of the House will declare their seat, and the law didn't specify the particular speaker who would declare.
When they were decamping.
I don't think that was the law didn't put that.
Wait, let us do it this way. If somebody let's look at it from that angle. The question is this: there is a House of Assembly.
Yes.
They were 27, they are 32.
Yes.
You have 32. 27 says we are going this way.
Yes.
And the Speaker is with them.
Yes.
It does not call for factionalization of the House of Assembly. What they expected to do was to, yes, 4 of us, we are not going with you. We will now go and test waters to see whether what you did was right or not. Are you with me? Not by saying that we are meeting and we are now electing amongst us speakers. No, they have no such right.
No, they have.
No, they don't have.
What happened was this.
They
from an order of court.
Which order of court?
There was an order of court. Immediately they left.
Yeah.
They applied to the court to appoint a new speaker.
No. They
did.
appointed before they sought.
They sat and then went to court to validate the appointment of the speaker. And the court said yes.
Another court said that as we speak now, who is the speaker?
That what? Okay. That's a political. It's a different thing entirely. Because
no,
it's not. No, what happened? A political solution was brought. If you are to ask me, when they went to the part of the condition given to the governor was that he will recognize the speaker that had left.
I don't know how.
And the governor accepted it. That's why you have a new. You still have him as a speaker. Otherwise, he should not be the speaker of that house.
Friend, how it happened?
Yeah.
How it happened?
I think that will be for another constitutional
interpretation. A lot of complication around what is going on.
How it happened is not a problem for me. But what I know was that before the crisis, the speaker what was this man's name? I can't remember.
Yes.
Amebule. He was the speaker before the crisis.
And he left.
The speaker after the crisis. So what are we talking about?
No. There are events, there are cases that are overtaking.
Listen, I'm not saying that there were no events.
Yes.
I agree. We had certain things.
Most of them are unsettled.
Yes, but what I'm now saying is that he was the speaker then. Now, meaning that whatever was done by the four.
Yes.
Okay, let's see, because we are out of time. So, in your final advice on this issue, you are of the opinion that the passage of the budget is necessary.
If I were to be
bring it into legality.
If I were to be in Fubara's position, I either decide to represent or not to represent. If I choose not to represent, then I will hold on to the provisions of Section 122, which allows me to spend what was spent last year. I don't have
long as.
But if I choose that I want to use this very budget, the appropriation bill, then I have to represent.
Okay. So well, my view is this.
Three people will be validating what was supposed to be done by 32 other persons.
My view is this. The members of the House who left to APC, are they coming back as PDP or as APC?
As we speak now, nobody.
Because there are cases that are not determining that issue. Can they come back after their position has vacated in the House by another appointed speaker?
No.
Through a court order. Wait. Who is the renegade now? Who is the renegade? Now they left on their own volition. They announced that they are no longer members of that party. And they have joined another party.
So by
now the other party now went to court, got an order to appoint a new speaker who passed an appropriation bill for the state based on the membership that was subsisting in the state as at that time, having declared those people their seat vacant.
They have no right to
now
declare
the issue is this: they don't have it. They have. So long as
who made him the speaker?
The court, the order of the court. Until they set aside that order, until the 27 goes to court to set it aside.
The case has been dismissed. They withdrew it.
They really got the political solution.
Yes, they withdrew it.
They withdrew.
Yes.
But the order had been made as that time. The order was made before it was withdrawn.
The position has been.
The order made, does it affect?
Okay, Barrister Deji, so that we don't go on this issue. You're of the opinion that this budget was properly passed.
It was properly passed, and there is no need to represent any
budget. The budget.
As far as everything, as at the time it
those who were supposed to be there were there.
Those who were supposed to be in the house were in the house, and were the people who passed it.
Not in the house, in the government house.
They are with the House of Assembly. So long as they have the maze, what is the house?
The maze.
The members had the maze with them. It doesn't matter where they sat. The house had been destroyed.
No, don't forget the Ladoja case. That was one of the bases of the Supreme Court. That you cannot meet just anywhere and call it the House of Assembly. So meeting at the government, no, that is not the proper place. That is not a proper forum for them to have met. So that's one of the reasons inked upon by Justice Omotosho.
But Omotosho's reason was majorly on the fact that they didn't form a quorum.
They didn't form a quorum. Not even where they met.
And if you look at it very well, even looking at the entire circumstances, how can a member declare the seat of another speaker?
If it's not in the house anymore, if it's not in the house,
you cannot.
If it's not a member of the house,
actually you cannot.
Okay.
It's only the speaker that could have done it.
I think I don't know this. Yeah, I think that this is another issue that we need to devote.
But the governor are not clear. Is creating more political and constitutional.
We need to devote a day to look at the constitutionality
of all that has happened.
Of all that has happened in Rivers State.
One by one.
Yeah, we have to look at it because the show is about democracy and the rule of law,
yes.
and not necessarily political gimmicks and decision. The rule of law must be complied with at all time, you know, because with passage of the campaign, because as it stands now, the law doesn't even know where these lawmakers belong, whether they are in APC or whether they are in PDP. If they,
the law is not complaining. It's people that who is complaining.
It's the rule of law.
Of course,
is not complaining.
It's not the rule of law demand that you must be sponsored by a political party.
Yes.
So you can't be in two political parties at the same time.
Yes.
The law doesn't recognize
given certain
that.
circumstances, you can leave your political party for the other.
Yes, but we need to know where they are.
So that is where the court comes in.
Yeah, of course, the law wants to know where they are at every point in time. But as it stands now, you did confess that you don't even know where they are now. So therefore, the law doesn't know where they are.
The state is complaining.
Which state is complaining?
The River State, the River people.
All right, thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on today's episode of Democracy and the Rule of Law. It was an enlightening and interesting one at that. Join us next week as we also look at trending topics, and also do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, including our YouTube channel. Stay tuned until we meet again next week.